This week, once again, we remember and give thanks for the lives of our service men and women, those in active service and of course the many who have died in the service of their country and for our freedom. And so I would like to offer my very own thank you to them, and in form of a letter which I wrote a couple of years ago to an unknown soldier, one of the many soldiers who are buried somewhere without a name. Dear soldier, today I will remember you. It's been just over 100 years since you died, probably somewhere on the fields of Flanders, cut down by enemy fire. And if I had the chance to meet you today, there are just 3 simple words I would want to say to you, although they'll always be inadequate. Sorry. I'm sorry that you died so young, that you never got the chance to live your life. If you had the chance, what would you have done? Would you have been an inventor or a teacher, or would you have worked in a factory or on a farm? Would you have written poetry or played football or become an explorer? We will never know. But we have missed your contribution. We have missed out on who you were meant to be. Who were you thinking of in your last moments? Perhaps lying wounded and alone, because it was too dangerous for your comrades to come and get you. Was there someone special you loved and who you had hoped to share your life with? Did you pray and ask God for help? Or did the horror of war kill any belief that God could even exist? I am sorry for your suffering, all the more because I am German. I am so sorry that the bullets which ripped you apart came from German guns. I am so sorry for the pain and the agony which led to your death. I am also sorry that you had to shoot at other human beings. We are slowly learning that wars are not just about winning, but that killing another human life kills something inside of us too. You didn't deserve any of this, and it's difficult to make sense of it all. And some tell me I should stop apologizing, but I believe that saying sorry is an integral part to remembering you. You may find it strange to hear that even Kaiser Wilhelm's great-great-grandson stood in the Royal Albert Hall 7 years ago and said sorry on behalf of his ancestors' inability to prevent the war. I wonder, did you ever even get to go inside the Royal Albert Hall? It's such a wonderful building. But I also think it's important to learn to say sorry, even if today none of us personally caused your suffering. I believe it's powerful to say sorry for the failings of others, because we owe it to you, and also because then, hopefully, it will compel us to live differently. But I don't just want to say sorry. I also want to say thank you. Thank you for your bravery, for your willingness to fight for your country, for the people and the community you believed in. And whether or not you felt brave during those dark, terrifying hours, days, weeks and months of fighting without end in sight, watching your friends and comrades getting wounded or die, you nevertheless showed us something important. The courage not to give up, to stick together, and to be willing to put others before you, even if it cost you your life. I'm not sure that we are very good at that today, and so we do well to remember you. Thank you also because perhaps in some way your example inspired your fellow countrymen to sign up for another horrific war only 21 years later. That was a war against evil. And Britain and the Allies, by winning that war, didn't just defend and liberate their own nations, but they also liberated the nations they were fighting against. That's basically why I can be here today, why I am accepted and welcome. Because did you know that resisting and defeating evil always benefits everyone? So thank you. But I don't just want to say sorry and thank you. I also want to make you a promise. A promise that we will not forget you. We are pretty good at collecting and telling the stories of your comrades, and by telling their stories, we acknowledge that you matter too. Somehow, our own existence, our past, our present, and our future are connected to your story, and we are learning that now. And by telling your stories, at least we are able to tell our children what happened, even though it's much harder to explain the why. And whether you believed in God or not, I believe that He knows you, that He knows your name, and that He believes in you. But you'll know more about whether that's true or not than any of us. And I promise that in not forgetting, we will also warn our children and those around us that unless we change our selfish ways, unless we find an alternative to violence and injustice, the consequences will also always be dire. I would really like to promise you that this kind of war will never happen again, but I daren't do that. Today we have over 40 violent conflicts in the world. We've got a long way to go to learn to live in peace with each other. I will want to promise you, though, that we will look after those who, like you, fight on our behalf. When they return, we try to support them and their families. We've got a young prince who's great at championing their cause because he was a soldier himself. So once again, sorry, thank you, and I promise. I hope one day I can tell you in person, because I really do mean it, and I hope that it will mean something to you too. Today I will remember you. Together we will remember them.